Well, howdy folks, and welcome back to your home port. Today I'm looking over the USS Alabama, Tier VIII American battleship of the South Dakota class, BB-60. Alabama entered service in 1942 and served in both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters. While in Atlantic waters, she was attached to the British Home Fleet for a time along with her sister ship South Dakota and took part in several operations in the North Sea and Arctic waters. While in the Pacific Theater, Alabama spent most of her time screening carrier task force groups and bombarding enemy shore installations. Over the course of the war, she earned 9 battle stars and the nickname Lucky A, as she never lost a man due to enemy activity throughout the war. Here in Blitz, Alabama will be released as a premium ship at Tier VIII in the near future. As I was preparing this video, I learned that there will be a big change to Bama before she's released, and I'll get to that after we talk about some of her other strengths and weaknesses as I see them. Alabama's guns are blessed with the ability to make a massive impact on her opponents when you can land any shells on them. Okay, it's not as bad as that, but I can honestly say that I have struggled to be consistent with these guns. The armor-piercing ammunition has a velocity of only 700 meters per second, and by the time your long-range shells get to where you intended them to land, the enemy ships have had plenty of time to make a course change and sail away unmolested. Add to that a very large dispersion figure of 305 meters, and long-range shooting is very hit and miss, and mostly miss. A theoretical maximum damage of 13,100 hit points per AP shell, though, allows Alabama to do massive damage when she does connect. Secondary armament of 10 dual-mount 127mm guns have a 5.2 kilometer range, and these 20 guns also double as part of the AA armament. Speaking of which, with an anti-aircraft defense rating of 81, as I have the ship configured, Alabama puts up a massive amount of fire. 120 guns of different calibers pointed towards the sky on guard, and often wreaking havoc on enemy air squadrons who venture too close. For those intrepid enemy pilots that do survive the anti-aircraft fire, their target can prove to be hard to hit. Alabama has a top speed of 27.5 knots and a great turning circle of only 710 meters, and an equally great rudder shift time of 12.3 seconds. Pretty good for a big ship like this. As well, as big as she is, Alabama cannot be expected to be very stealthy, so her detectability range by sea of 15.7 kilometers seems reasonable and realistic to me. At some point, Alabama is going to encounter enemy torpedoes, and will have to do her best to avoid them. We've already shown that she has excellent maneuverability for a battleship, but sometimes that's not enough, and we're going to take a torpedo hit or two. Heck, I've been hit by 3 in close succession while skippering Alabama, and was not holed below the waterline and took no flooding at all. This we can put down to some luck for sure, but also her excellent torpedo protection, reducing torpedo damage by 50%. Absolutely fantastic, that. Now, that's not always going to be the case, of course, so your generous health pool of 63,300 hit points can help keep you afloat until you can repair your ship. Well, let's have a quick look at Alabama's armor profile. When first given to community contributors to look over, Alabama had a Citadel that stuck up quite a bit over the waterline. Feast your eyes on the new and improved Citadel. Now the Citadel sits a little below the waterline, which is excellent and has quite good armor thicknesses. All except the aft athwartship bulkhead, which has a measly 16mm for some reason. Armored decks are alright, but nothing fantastic. Gun barbette armor ranges from 76mm to 439mm, that's pretty thick. Gun turret surfaces range from 241 to 457mm. Casemate armor has a nice lower armor belt of 310mm and an upper belt of 32, and armored deck plating of 38mm. Athwartship thicknesses range from 22mm to 287mm, while superstructure armor is a relatively standard 19mm. And the conning tower is heavily armored at 406mm. That's where you want to be in a gunfight. End plating both fore and aft sees 32mm in place and torpedo bulges of 32 and 38mm. And this contributes to the 50% torpedo damage reduction I was speaking about earlier. And while it wasn't a great idea to close the range prior to the Citadel buff to help out your guns, now Alabama will be able to brawl much better at closer ranges. I look forward to sailing her after this change. Is she a Tirpitz after this? I don't believe so, no, but she will command more respect for her opponents, for sure. These days, USS Alabama is now a museum ship in Mobile Bay, Alabama, and is currently open to the public 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're in the area, stop by and enjoy a piece of history. Well, folks, there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. If you really enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. As well, be sure to visit my social media pages, both on Facebook and Twitter. This is where I post info that, well, not belonging in a video, it's worth taking a look at. Links to all things in the video description. Alright folks, thanks very much for stopping by and watching. I'll catch you next time.